Hi guys, and welcome back to my Ultimate Zodiac Showdown series. In today's video we are going to be looking at Scorpio versus Pisces. So in this video I am going to be discussing the core differences between these two signs, okay? Followed by looking at the compatibility whenever it does come to a relationship between them. Looking at then the love compatibility, looking at sex as well, and also looking at anger. What I want you to do is to comment down below the key differences that you see between the two signs, and also feel free to share any experiences that you've had with either of them as well. Now, Scorpio and Pisces are both water signs. Water signs like to swim back and forth between their imaginations and reality, resulting in them being able to create anything within their reality because their imaginations is one of their strongest gifts. Water signs are the most sensitive of the zodiac. They're very receptive, truly in touch with how they feel, and so because of this they allow their emotions to really guide them through whatever they want to do. Water signs, ultimately, they react to situations depending on how it makes them feel. After all, the very symbols here for the water signs being Cancer, Scorpio and Pisces, these all are representing these cold-blooded creatures within nature, and so there's no human present here. Human is absent within all three of the symbols, and this suggests that the very structures, the theories and the ideas of human thought are not the mode of operation for these signs. Therefore, what is felt is very, very much real to a water sign. Make no mistake here, because what they feel is probably the most important thing in the world to a water sign. Right, so Scorpio is more of the interpersonal, social, emotional experience, more one-on-one, whilst Pisces is the interpersonal, universal emotional experience. What's actually interesting in my opinion about these two signs is that they both possess a much darker appeal to them than Cancer. So don't get it mistaken, yes, Scorpios, okay, they can be lethal, but Pisces can be pretty lethal themselves. Yes, sure, the symbol of Pisces is the two fish, but have you seen the amount of fish that live in those oceans? Nope. How can we possibly know just how many fish there are beneath that ocean if we haven't even explored all of the waters? All we know is that there is a lot, okay? And not to mention that the types of fish that we have under that water. So we'll have like clownfish through to sharks, great white sharks. This is Pisces, okay? Because not only is Pisces highly mysterious, but Pisces doesn't just represent one type of fish, but it represents all fish, much like Pisceans, or the Pisces energy, represents all things. So this sense of mysteriousness, meaning the depths of their souls, whilst with the mystery behind the sign of Scorpio, that represents the depths of their psychological mind, though essentially both playing into one another, right? Therefore, it's Scorpio that has a much more sort of force within the emotions, whilst Pisces flows with the currents of its emotions. Pisces is sort of like Flounder from The Little Mermaid, you know? How Flounder can be really quite panicky in stressful situations, much like Pisces, okay? Because Pisces can feel every negative thing that's going on all at once, and because of that, it can almost lead them to feeling extremely anxious and quite isolated. But still, having said that, whenever Ariel is in trouble within The Little Mermaid, Flounder's always there. Flounder is always there for her whenever she needs him. He's just so loyal to her, and Ariel and Flounder are able to create this strong bond between the two of them. It's almost like they're inseparable throughout the entire movie, much like the golden cord, you know, the golden cord within the very symbol of Pisces, because it's one going up, one going down, but they're still together with this cord. So it's really very similar to that Ariel and Flounder situation, but it's more the inseparability here of the ego and the soul. Though still, when it does come to how these two protect themselves, Scorpio protects himself by having a very hard shell and being quite difficult to know, which makes Scorpios quite secretive and mysterious because they want to control who knows what about them. But with Pisces, they protect themselves by really staying in the background or by escaping from the situation. Much like Flounder wants to escape those really unnerving situations that Ariel gets them into within the Little Mermaid movie. But yet, protection is part of the Pisces charm. It's part of their allure and their fascination. Because no matter how many times you hurt a Pisces, they will forgive you. It can be difficult because, you know, they can often be taken advantage of because of this. And so for Pisces, Pisces must learn the lesson of sacrifice and helping others whilst also protecting their own sensitive souls so that they can in turn be led on this earth towards the most universal, everlasting form of love. And so it's Pisces that's about absorbing the energy. Whilst Scorpio exchanges energy, which is quite a different phenomenon. Scorpios have their own energy which they use to attract other people into their lives, whether they are aware of this or not. It's Scorpio that possesses a tremendous amount of energy, will, and determination under the surface and is capable of almost anything. This is the very Scorpio power, because they're able to take one look at the other person and heal them. Now, with the core differences out of the way, let's now look at the compatibility between Scorpio and Pisces in terms of love, in terms of sex, and in terms of anger. We met one evening when I was out with my friends, my two really close friends. And I didn't really expect it, didn't see it coming. She was just standing there, and I couldn't quite take my eyes off her. So I just, I gave her the look to say, hey, I'm interested, and she looked back over with those dreamy eyes. And I just took that as a signal, so I went over to her and I told her she was quite mysterious. I could tell that we were going to hit it off really well. She just had a really warm spirit about her, very kind. I could tell that she had a really kind heart, and so we went out. We went out on a couple of dates, and next thing you know, we're together and we're very happy. I just really care about her so deeply, She's someone who I know will really care for me, and I know that I will protect her and care for her because I genuinely do care, and I know and I feel that she genuinely cares about my happiness and about my well-being. The more I got to know her, because there's so much to know about her, so much to know. The more I got to know her, the more I started to trust her, and trusting people was quite difficult for me. I've been hurt in the past by a few people, and it takes time. It takes time for me to trust, but whenever I do, I'm devoted. That's it. I'm devoted to you. I'm devoted to her. Sure, she might see me as a little bit more serious than her, but I think she likes that. I think she likes how much of a rock I am to her. She's taught me, actually. It's something I really admire about her. She's taught me how to trust more, and to relax more, and she accepts my passionate intensity. She accepts it. She accepts everything about me, and I really admire how she's able to help me adapt to situations. I can get in a rut. I can get into these mental situations where I'm so obsessed with a certain thing that's happened, or something that's going on in my life, but she comes and she just shows me how to relax and chill out more. She'll put on some nice music, you know, we'll go out or we'll go see a band together. She'll make me something very artsy. Like she once painted this beautiful portrait. I was just so blown away by this, and I have it in my room actually. It's hanging in my room. And I really like to take her out. I like to take her out on boat trips, on these fishing trips, because I understand that she loves it, and I like it too. I like fishing as well. But doing anything just to be in her company makes me happy. And we have the best Halloween times together. We've been dating actually for about 3 years now, and every Halloween we just go all out. We go all out. I love it. It's such a great time with her. She brings all of this amazing creativity to it. I just know that with her, there's the intensity that I desire, and there's the honesty. She does show me her boundless love, and it's a very spiritual connection that we have, and I admire that a lot. Though I admit it, she does tend to spread her wings across many people, and sometimes it feels like she just wants to give that love to everyone, and I'm a little selfish in that way. I want her love just for me. Just for me. But we do feel the connection, very much so. You know, we're in love intuitively, and we are in love emotionally together. I just really desire a much more focused and intimate bond with her. That evening when we did meet, it was very surprising. I saw her just looking at me, and of course I glanced over because I wanted to make it very clear that I quite liked her as well. And she comes over and we just get talking, and I just sensed that there was something very special and very different about her. A couple of years on then, we are really happy, and you know, I won't say that it's been perfect, you know, but I did make it very, very clear to her that I am a person who I do require my solitude, my space, and she requires hers as well. I think we both understand that about each other, but I would say that she's more focused on just one thing at a time. So if we're trying to get through a certain situation, trying to do a project, or trying to, you know, do something around the house, she's more about, right, I want to focus on this thing. Whereas I just like to fly around, and I can lose my concentration a little bit, lose my focus. We'll be working on something in the house, and then I go and I want to make a cup of coffee, or I'll go and I'll just start watering the plants, or I go and just finish up on a little bit of, you know, a painting that I'm working on. But I do think that I can teach her how to be flexible like myself, but at the same time she can help me be more focused, because I can get to those stages where I find it really difficult to finish certain projects. She comes and she helps me. She helps really guide me and teach me how to be more driven, be more determined, because she's such a determined woman, and I really admire that about her. Within her job, she's just so well known. She's so powerful, and she's very passionate about anything that she does, and I look up to her in that way. But at the same time, I can help her escape from certain things. I try to bring her into my world and show her that this reality that we're in isn't all there is. There's so much more, that it's okay to lose yourself sometimes and not always be in control. We've both learned to balance each other out in that way. So you could say that she helps me to really add stability and structure to my daily routines. You know, no more of me sleeping in until 12 in the afternoon. But at the same time, I help her to let go of any stress and just to enjoy the very nature of the chaos of life, you know, just to flow with it, to flow with the things that are happening rather than resist against them. I also tend to draw out a much more loving side to her, more carefree, the goofier side, because I know it's in there. I know she has that in her. The thing about me is that whenever I do express my love, I do it with everything in me. I love really, really deeply with all of my heart. And, you know, even if she might wonder from time to time just how exclusive my feelings are towards her, I still like to think that she knows that I care about her, because she does require a lover who really wants all, you know, all of the attention on her, who is her world. Yeah, I can go off and really express my compassion for pretty much everyone. I try to come to her and just make it clear that she understands that I'm just showing my love to mankind in a certain type of love, right? But the love that I have for her is very different. And I also show her that I do truly care, that I'm not going to stray. Though I do still find it quite scary, you know, whenever we did move into our place together, which was only a couple of months ago, that was a very scary thing for me, because I don't like to plan so much. I like to live in my moment, you know. But she was like, let's do this, and it terrified me. And I think she was scared as well. But for me, I just, whenever it was more of like a, let's have a future together. I want us to have a future together. And that is a lot for me to handle. But I just had to do it. I just did it because I don't want to lose her. So we'll just see. I'm just taking it day by day. The intimacy that we have is very much seen and felt within our sex life. And it's amazing. It's amazing. The fantasies that we have together, the experiences that we have within the bedroom, it's unlimited. You know, it's full ranging. I love being with her because she's just so compassionate, and she has this huge amount of sexual expression. For her and I, it is really this transcendental bliss whenever we're making love, and we lose ourselves in one another. I must say though that I try not to overwhelm her with too many things at once. It's something I've realized with her. She definitely requires a much more simple approach to things, and not just all of these things flying at her at one time. Because if she becomes overwhelmed with stress, then she can get very, very anxious, and it can even lead to her becoming very angry. And whenever she expresses her anger, she might start just crying. The crying might even lead on to her holding me accountable for these situations. And she's so forgiving, don't get me wrong, she's very, very forgiving. But I can't help but feel that the things still build up within her. I think there's part of her that it's more she's hurt, you know. If there's anything I say to her that just comes out, you know, I can, you know, with my tongue, I can say things, and then I can regret them, of course, afterwards, and I'll go to her and I'll apologize for, you know, for saying what I said, but it still hurts her. And I think that is still very much felt within her. So I do try my very best not to call her out or come at her really aggressively. I understand that I can be like this with people. I can. But I'm trying to work on that for her, because I really care about her. Though, don't get me wrong, I know plenty of secrets about many people, and yeah, if I am ever left exposed or hurt, this information can most definitely be used to my advantage. When it does come to our sexual relations, I truly seek a union with her, and she provides that. We are just totally together, totally merging. And yeah, I I like to really be self-sacrificing within the bedroom. I like to please my partner. Though I will say that I tend to fantasize about many different things that she can't quite keep up with yet. Oh my god though, whenever it comes to her anger, that is something that I must say that is one of the most difficult things about a relationship. She is the type of woman who can be really ruthless, really cutthroat, just she will say the most, the most cynical things, and I'm just left there like, for what? What was that about? What was the issue here? But I don't really try to encourage that. I actually find it quite difficult to be aggressive with her. So I'll just sit there, just like, when's this over? Just shut up. Yeah, okay, I could be quite passive aggressive in that way. And I just kind of flow into these situations rather than going directly into them. But I can be quite self-destructive if I am overwhelmed or stressed. And she's also seen that part of me. I'll forgive though, like I forgive her. That's why I sit there. Just whatever. Just like whatever. It'll pass. She's just having a moment. That's how I see it. Okay guys, so that concludes my video on the Scorpio versus Pisces. Next up on the Ultimate Zodiac Showdown, we're going to be looking at Cancer versus Pisces. Thank you kindly to my current subscribers for subscribing, thank you for watching, and if you have not yet subscribed and you would like to see more videos from me, then click the subscribe button, and I will be back with another video very, very soon.